All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you're doing well. Let's start with the dollar index as usual. So we have the 100.25 level being hit yesterday, and yesterday during the New York session I made mention that I wanted to see that H4 candle expand through that high, right? I wanted to see that candle expand through the high, and that wasn't the case. So that in of itself became a problem, because if we cannot expand through the high, then it means that price will struggle to trade through that high. So we want, anytime we are breaching a high or breaching a low, we want to see an energetic candle, like a candle big, to trade through it. Whenever we have that, it's a sign price wants to continue, right? But if you don't get that, then they're mostly picking up liquidity above that, and then what you're seeing is likely gonna be the outcome, which is price rejecting. Okay, so yesterday, by the time that H4 candle closed, the next one gave a very huge tip that they were not going to continue, and that's what has led to what we are seeing in price now. I also mention that since we've had consecutive up candles, right, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's a chance that they might also start printing down candles. Okay, they might start printing down candles, which usually either 2 or 3. So again, not surprised to see today's candle being a down candle. On the H4, I did highlight this fair value gap with this order block to see if price will pause in there and then maybe continue, because that H4 candle, or that H4 gap with the order block, is within this fair value gap. So I wanted to see if they will use that fair value gap to send price back up, but again, that wasn't the case. So all eyes on tomorrow, because we are still in the first week of the month, and first week of the month sometimes can be manipulation, where they move price down a little bit and then go up. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They can still come for the monthly open price, hit this gap, okay, and then continue going up. Now, does it change my bias? No. Okay, my bias hasn't changed. I'm still bullish on the dollar index. The worst case scenario is price will pull back. So the worst case scenario would be this low to this high, price pulling back into discount, just like here, and then resume going up. Okay, so it has not changed my bias that we are bullish on the dollar index. The only thing that has changed is that continuation. We might not get the continuation now. We might just pull back, and then we will continue going up. So with that said, I'm still bullish on dollar index. Okay, for me to be bearish, we need to come all the way down and then break this down candle, then I will be bearish. Okay, so as it stands, we are still bullish, just a temporary maybe pullback or temporary accumulation, and then resume going up again. That means on euro, same thing, the opposite. We might be getting a potential pullback into this range. We might be getting a potential pullback into that range, or we might be coming back into this candle's low. Okay, this candle's low, and then reject and go back down again. Okay, we might be coming down to, coming up into this candle's low, and then reject and go back down again. So again, nothing really serious about what is happening. Yesterday I did make mention that they're likely gonna close in the gap, but that wasn't the case. They couldn't close that in. Now, selling here is not a bad thing. It's just not high probability. Okay, so if you did sell and you got stopped out, that's fine. It's all part of it. As usual, always go with the flow until price changes. So if you sold here and you got stopped out, no big deal. Okay, you don't just continue moving your stop loss. You just accept it and then you move to the sidelines and you see what's gonna happen. I had a sell, I think, up here. That was the last time I sold. I couldn't sell here yesterday because I did sell on the British pound, which I got stopped out as well. So I sold on the British pound yesterday in here, the 1 hour. Here, I sold that and then I got stopped out. I was just looking for that to hit the 1.3 and I got stopped out. So I'm out. That's done. I didn't sell this one, so I chose the pound over the euro, and then it hit me. But on euro, I had a sell here, this high to this low, that pullback. I had a sell there, and that one has been closed as well now. So I'm gonna wait and see what the dollar index wants to really do in here. Okay, do we break this auto block, or do we hold? Do we come all the way down into discount? I want to wait and see. Then I'll make another decision on what I'm going to do. So with that said, maybe no trade for me today on any of them, euro and pound. But I have another trade, which is the ES. So the ES I'm long, but I'll show you when I get there. Okay, so euro and pound in hibernation. We're waiting to see what price wants to do. Then we can take the next step. Okay, sometimes you just have to sit and wait. So that is what I'm doing. Euro pound, I think we are back inside this fair value gap. We had a rate announcement on British pound. Okay, I don't know if some of you saw it, but we had a rate announcement on the British pound, and I think some of you saw it. It took this pair straight up and then came back down, and now it's going back up again. So not much into it, but let me sync. Actually, I think I already have it there. And take one off and then sync them. Okay, so what I think will happen is this is gonna use the gap and continue going up. Hence, watch this up candle. I think that's what I was waiting for, that up candle to be broken, and then once broken, price will begin to go up. Price will begin to go up. So watch that as well, because that's the previous day low being taken, and we want to see price break structure. On the M15 it did over here, and then we came back to the old block and it's rejected, but I like the H1. I prefer the H1. So this up candle needs to be broken, then we can look for the longs to continue going up. Okay, once this up candle is broken. Gold. So gold, I have no idea what it wants to do right now, because after this candle closure we should have come all the way down here and the previous week low. Right now we've come all the way back up to this up candle. Now it's kind of consolidating, and in this kind of scenario price is very difficult to trade. However, the fair value gap is still active. This fair value gap is still active, so as long as we are below it, I'm still bearish. Let me sing that over there. As long as we are below this fair value gap, I'm still looking for lower prices. Okay, this high, when was it? Monday's high. Okay, it's a crucial candle. That's the last up candle prior to this move down, so I do not want to see them even go above it. If we do, we need to reject immediately and come back down. So watch that candle, but the main direction is being held by this fair value gap. So that fair value gap should stay for price to continue going down. If we trade through it, then I think we'll be coming up here, that gap up there, and it might even it might start aiming for that previous week high, because they've left the previous week low intact, which that is what price should have taken. Now the aim, or if we breach this gap, then it will aim for the previous week high. But I don't think that should happen, or I don't think that is what price supposed to be doing. I just follow the lead, right now. Yesterday was an inside candle, so today I was expecting them to just take out today's high and then resume going lower, and again that did not happen. So it's kind of a little bit tricky right now, but I'm still holding on to the gap as the resistance to send price lower. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen by the end of today, or by the end of this New York session. It's tricky, so if you do trade it, make sure that you place your stop loss very, very well, because if you don't, then they will take you out, okay, without no reason. Because I think I already told you I have 2 trades running, right? And price is kind of approaching where my stop loss is on the H4. Oops. Okay, one is here and one is here, so I'm protected up here. All right, that's that high that I was talking about here, and I don't want to see price go there. So maybe now that they've come back to touch that fair value gap again, if we reject, great. If we don't, we will see. Okay, crude oil. Okay, so crude oil price eventually came here, which was nice yesterday. I took my profit off right below that low, and then I moved to the sidelines, because on the weekly I made mention that they were going to come for this, and then after that maybe price will reject. So keep an eye on that up candle on the H4. Keep an eye on that up candle. If we breach it, then you can start aiming for this high and that high. If we breach this up candle, then start aiming for that. If not, then we're gonna keep going lower, and I don't subscribe to that because of the weekly time frame. Okay, I don't subscribe to price coming all the way down here. We have this high and this low, and especially this swing low. With this candle, we need to come at least back above this candle's high. So I'm in for a move to the upside. I will not take a sell again. The highest probability sell is done yesterday or from Tuesday. Right, Tuesday I gave that to sell to come here. All right, so with crude oil, sidelines for now until either we breach this high or I don't know. I don't think continuation to the downside here is the way forward. ES, so this is what I was talking about. I said that this is a gap we're gonna reject and go high again, and we had a big push away from it, and we went above the swing high, and then we pull back into the gap. So once price breached this, I placed a buy limit down here, and now I'm activated, and then price is gonna go. Now how yesterday or how price closed yesterday was really good from the daily perspective. We had a rejection causing this to become a swing low, with this being the first candle. And I think I've made mention, whenever we have such scenarios with the up candle being the first candle in the swing, the next one is likely gonna continue going up. Okay, so yeah, I got activated and I'm expecting price to go up. Maybe this New York session, it might offer another trade idea. We also have, if you look here, a run below this low and then a break above this high. So we have a breaker and a fair value gap. In case price pulls back, that can also offer a trade to come up here and then continue going up. So yeah, ES is offering a good trade idea. Okay, moving forward, we have let's go over to Australian dollar. So Australian dollar, I think I made mention that we will be coming for this equal low, and yesterday I was expecting that, but that didn't happen. It has left this equal low. It has left this fair value gap. So I'm watching to see how price is gonna react in here. Do we reject and then start moving down? So on the 1 hour, I'm watching, right? During the landing session, I was busy watching to see if we can get aggressive break through this down candle, and then I'll look for another trade idea to go down, but that didn't happen. So I'm gonna be watching it during the New York session to see how price will react. Okay, so that is the business on Australian dollar. The dollar yen, I'm surprised how price has come all the way back down again. I anticipated that we were going to trade through this candle and that candle with yesterday's move, which, looking at price action, still is possible. Okay, so we have this breaker, we have this order block, and then we have the fair value gap down here. Fair value gap down here. So it's still possible. So this could be a pullback, and then during this New York session, a move back up. I don't think we'll come here. Okay, I don't think that will be the case for now. Okay, I don't think that will be the case, because that's the fair value gap on the daily, and then we have a big move away from it. Usually this will become what ICT call a strong low or intermediate low, ITL, intermediate low. So most of the time that will stay protected, right? So it's either we come here, we auto block, and then we reject and go back up again. This has now kind of engineered equal high, and with this I have a strong feeling maybe some news, something random will come in and then shoot price back up. If we shoot it down, no problem. On the daily, we are still bullish anyway, because it is. Okay, so nothing really has changed. Sometimes price makes itself like this difficult for you, but if you stick with the higher time frame, nothing changes, just the lower time frame nuances. Same thing applies to the dollar Swiss. Nothing has changed. We're still likely gonna go up here. Now the problem with price or with people or with new traders is whenever we have impulse legs, there's always a probability of price pulling back, and for some reason we have most traders, right, especially the new ones, they only see the move after it has given the strong impulse legs. Okay, for some reason they see it after the strong impulse leg. They don't see it here, they don't see it there, they see it here after that strong impulse leg. So what ends up happening is that they either buy at the top or sell at the bottom. Okay, same thing when price drops aggressively like this. Here is when they see that price is going down, and then they begin to sell there, only for price to pull back, and then it goes down again. Okay, that is what this one looks like. Okay, we had a strong impulse leg breaching this high. Now with this, it means that we are pulling back, maybe to this fair value gap, or maybe all the way to OTE, and then go up again. So now the choice would be, do you sit and wait for price to finish the pullback, or do you sell to go into that pullback before you buy again? That is based on how each individual trades. Okay, that's gonna based on how each individual trades. So personally, I will go for the buy. So I'll wait for price to give me a confirmation that we are going back up again. That is when I buy, because I don't know how far the drop is gonna go. It can get here, reject and go up. It can get here, reject and go up. It can get here, reject and go up. Now with that said, if this is happening on a weekly chart, definitely I will sell short, because weekly time frame is bigger. It's gonna take a lot of time before we get down here, before we go up. So with that, I will sell short. But if this is a daily, no. Weekly, yes. Monthly, yes. Daily, no. Okay, because the daily is just following what those two time frames, the weekly and monthly and quarterly, is doing. So I prefer the big time frame. Okay, all right, so that's that. So we could be coming down and then going back up again. The upside still remains. We are still bullish. Okay, now let's go to the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, I think I already mentioned where we are likely going. I think it only hit 50%, and then we are getting a bounce. We are still bearish. It has created a fair value gap with yesterday's movement, with equal lows down here. Whatever happens, we will come back down. Okay, whatever happens, we'll be coming back down here, unless we break the up candle over there. Unless we break that, unless we go above that, we are still subject to come down at least to somewhere there. Okay, so don't get it twisted. That move is nothing. It doesn't have strong impulse legs. The strong impulse legs are to the downside. These ones are the impulse legs. Okay, they are pointing to the downside. So selling permissible, buying not really. Buying is only allowed if you go above that candle. Okay, yes, it can pull back even to this. That still doesn't make it bullish. Okay, and that will be the same for Ethereum. You're looking for lower prices. Anything going up will be a pullback. Solana, same thing. Anything going up will be a pullback. I think this low looks so nice that they're gonna come for it. XRP, not a fan of it because of what I described yesterday. Because of the wick, I don't know whether we would come all the way down to take out the wick or not. So I'm not a big fan of XRP right now. Hype, still looking for lower prices. I think somewhere down here. AI16, same thing. I think yesterday I spoke about the gap. As long as we go through, or we went through this gap, we are likely gonna come down here, and then we will see if we are gonna get a move back up. Okay, last one, Chachki. I think Chachki down here is likely because it's still bearish, and once we take that one out, then we find out what's gonna happen. Okay, so cryptos bearish. Dollar index, well, we will see by the close of today, right? Be on the sidelines for now, especially euro and pound. All right, and then we will see after today's closes, or even this week, because tomorrow is NFP. We don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, we don't know what's gonna happen, if they are going to release it or not. Hence, on the sidelines will be the best bet, and then we'll see next week. Okay, this week has done its job, but I'll see how the week will end. I'll see how today is gonna end, and then tomorrow I'll observe. Then next week we'll continue, because we are in a new month now. Okay, all right, so pretty much that's all I have for today. I'll see you same time tomorrow for another session. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon.